There's a silent test your body puts you through every day. It doesn't show up in a blood test. No doctor will ask you about it during an appointment. But it reveals with surprising accuracy whether you'll reach 85, 90, or even 100 years of age in good health, with independence and with a real quality of life. And what is this test? It's the simple things you can still do on your own. Things that most people don't even realize they're losing until they've already lost them. In this video, I'm going to reveal 7 signs your body sends when it's truly aging well. These aren't signs of going to the gym or following a radical diet. They're everyday signs that say more about your longevity than any test. Stay until the end because sign number 7 is the one that saves the most lives, and it's the one almost no one talks about. If this topic resonates with you or someone you love, go ahead and hit that like button now. This simple gesture helps this content reach those who need it most. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and turn on notifications because the next videos will be well worth it too. Sign 1. You can still get up from a chair without using your hands. It seems simple. It's profound. The ability to stand up from a chair, the toilet, or the bed without needing to support yourself with your arms is one of the most reliable markers of longevity known to science. A study published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology showed that adults who need support to stand up from the floor have a significantly higher risk of death in the following years. Not because the movement itself is magical, but because it reveals everything: leg strength, balance, coordination, and muscle integrity. It is precisely these abilities that protect you from falls, fractures, and loss of independence. And most importantly, this is not fate. It's training. Standing up and sitting down in a sturdy chair a few times a day without using your hands is already a powerful exercise. Your body responds even after 70, even after 80. Dona Conceição, 83, says something that has stayed with me. As long as I can get up on my own, I'm still in charge of my life. And she's right. Sign 2. You can fall asleep and wake up without needing medication. Sleep is the cheapest doctor in the world, and it's also the most ignored. After age 65, those who can fall asleep naturally sleep between 6 and 8 hours, and wake up with a rested mind have a huge advantage over those who depend on medication to do so. Not because the medication is wrong in itself, but because natural sleep reveals a balanced nervous system, functioning hormones, and an emotional state that isn't in turmoil. Deep sleep is the time when the brain clears toxins, the heart truly rests, and the body regenerates. People who sleep well have a lower risk of dementia, depression, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. And achieving this kind of sleep doesn't require a miracle formula. It requires quiet discipline, a set bedtime, less light and screen time at night, and a wind-down routine before bed. The body learns. You just need to teach it consistently. Sign 3. You're still curious about the world. Pay attention to this sign because it's subtle and powerful. The person who's still interested in what's happening, who asks questions, who wants to learn something new, who gets excited about a discovery or an interesting conversation, that person is nourishing their brain in a way no supplement can replicate. Curiosity activates regions of the brain linked to memory, reasoning, and well-being. It releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter of pleasure and motivation. And it keeps neural connections alive, the very same connections that fade away when the brain is idle for too long. Renato, 78, has never owned a computer in his life. At 74, he asked his granddaughter to teach him how to use a tablet. Today, he watches history documentaries, sends voice messages to friends, and has learned to do crossword puzzles on his phone. He says, the mind needs food just as much as the stomach. If you still feel curious, your mind is still alive. Feed that fire. If you've made it this far, it's because this content is resonating with you. Write your age in the comments and one of these signs that you still have. I'd love to read what you share. And if someone needs to hear this today, share this video with them right now. Sign 4. You still have people you can really talk to. This sign saves lives, literally. Chronic loneliness has the same impact on health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. This isn't a metaphor, it's research data from Harvard University, which tracked people for decades. Isolation accelerates cognitive aging, weakens the immune system, and increases the risk of heart disease. On the other hand, those who maintain real connections, who meet up with someone, who call, who talk, who are still capable of giving and receiving affection, have a sense of security that no medicine can provide. It doesn't have to be a huge circle of friends. It could be a neighbor, a family member, a group from church, the neighborhood, or a WhatsApp group. What matters is that there is genuine connection, that someone is waiting for you, and that you are still waiting for someone. If you still have that, cherish it as if it were a treasure, because it is. Sign 5. You can still solve your own problems. This goes beyond paying bills or using your cell phone. Solving your own problems means being able to think through a difficult situation, analyze your options, and make a decision. It means not needing someone to mediate every choice in your life. It means maintaining control over your own story. This ability depends on 3 things working together: mental clarity, emotional balance, and self-confidence. When all 3 are present, you remain the protagonist of your own life. When one starts to be missing, dependence gradually increases, almost without anyone noticing. What keeps this ability alive is practicing it. Make your own decisions, even the small ones. Choose what you'll eat, how you'll organize your day, where you'll go on the weekend. Every choice you make is a practice in autonomy that protects your mind. Sign 6. You still have a reason to get ready in the morning. This matters more than you realize. It doesn't have to be a job. It doesn't have to be a grand mission. It could be tending to your plants, waiting for your grandchildren to visit, joining a group, cooking a new recipe, organizing old photos, or going for a walk at the right time. What matters is that there's something that makes you want to get out of bed with a purpose. Because when that reason disappears, the body begins to receive a silent message that it's no longer needed. And the body obeys with frightening speed. Science calls this ikigai, a Japanese concept meaning reason for being. Research in communities of long-lived people in Japan shows that those who can name their ikigai live, on average, longer and with much higher quality of life. Your reason doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be yours. Sign 7. You can still forgive yourself and move forward. Hold on to this sign, it is the most powerful of all. There is a burden that many people carry for decades without realizing it. Regrets, swallowed sorrows, mistakes that were never processed, pains that were swept under the rug. And this burden has real physical weight on the body. It manifests as high blood pressure, chronic pain, insomnia, anxiety, and a fatigue that no amount of sleep can cure. People who truly age well aren't those who had an easy life. They are those who learned to process what they've lived through, who cried over what needed to be cried over, who asked for forgiveness when they needed to, who forgave themselves even when it was hard. Aging with ease requires you to make peace with your history. Not to forget, but to stop being consumed by the weight of what has already passed. If you can still look at the past without it destroying you, if you can wake up each day with a modicum of inner peace, you have something rare and precious. Take care of it as you take care of your physical health, because that is exactly what it is. If you've made it this far and recognized any of these signs in yourself, I want you to know one thing: you're on the right path. Aging well isn't about having a perfect body. It's about keeping your connections, your purpose, your curiosity, your inner peace, and your ability to move through life with dignity alive. Write in the comments, "I'm still here," if this video truly resonated with you. That gesture shows me that the journey so far has been worth it. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it now. It might be exactly what that person was hoping to find today. Thank you so much for walking with me this far. See you in the next video.